Hello everyone, myself Priyanka Vijay Kulkarni. In this video, we'll discuss about the gluconeogenesis. So, what is this gluconeogenesis? Genesis, this word where it is come, genesis means something synthesis or formation. Gluco means what? Glucose. Neo means again. Okay, so gluconeogenesis means formation of glucose. This is an opposite cycle of the glycolysis. Okay, glycolysis is what? From glucose to pyruvate, and gluconeogenesis is opposite cycle of the glycolysis. It is known as the gluconeogenesis or reversal of the glycolysis. What is the basic definition of this gluconeogenesis? The synthesis of glucose molecule. Yes, glycolysis means what? The synthesis of pyruvate molecule by using the glucose molecule. And here gluconeogenesis is what? The synthesis of glucose molecule from the non-carbohydrate compounds. It's known as the gluconeogenesis. It is mostly this glycolysis occurs in a cytoplasm only, and the same thing, the gluconeogenesis also occurs in a cytoplasm, but in a very low concentration, or the sometimes it's very some products is produced in the mitochondria, but basically it is occurs in the cytoplasm. It takes place in which type of the cells? It takes place in mostly in the liver and the kidney matrices. Yes. What are the major substrate of their gluconeogenesis? The main substrate, it must be pyruvate, then lactate, yes, then some glucogenic amino acid, glycogenic amino acids like the glycines and all that thing, glycine, alanine. Okay, these are the glycogenic amino acids, then the propionate and the glycerol. This can be the substrate, means from the pyruvate also glucose can be formed, from the lactate also glucose can be formed, from the alanine, glycine also glucose can be formed, from the propionate and glycerol also the glucose can be formed. So these are the basic substrate of this gluconeogenesis. What is the importance, or why our body need this gluconeogenesis? We'll see one by one. This occurs in a brains and in a brains and central nervous system, then RBCs and testes and kidney medulla. It is totally depend upon the glucose for the supply of the energy. Okay, so there are some cells like the brain cells, cornea of the eye, then the kidney, medulla of the kidney, then RBCs. These cells are totally depend upon the glucose for the production of the energy. So the glucose is an important thing in that cells. So gluconeogenesis is important regarding to that cells. Then next is under anaerobic condition, glucose is the only source to supply the skeletal muscle. Yes, in a skeletal muscle also, under anaerobic condition, glucose is the only source of energy. Then it occurs to meet the basal requirement of body for glucose in a fasting for even more than a day. During the fasting stage, means if anyone is not eating anything, then where did this glucose comes in our body? And the glucose is a very basic requirement for the some type of the cells, as we seen in this slide also. It is very important energy source for the particular cells. So during the fasting, where this glucose come from in our body? So it come by the gluconeogenesis process, means whatever the glycogen it is stored, or whatever the pyruvate, or whatever the lactate or anything which is present in our body, it will reverse this pathway, and reversely it forms the glucose, and it provide the glucose to that brains and kidney cells, so that brain, kidney, RBC cell will get their energy. Then it effectively clears the certain metabolites produced in the tissue that accumulate in the blood. This pathway is also important to remove the some metabolites which will be get accumulated into the blood. Means sometimes what happen, these metabolites like the pyruvate or the some lactate or something will get accumulate into the blood. So for the removal of that accumulates, also this gluconeogenesis is an important pathway. Yes, so we'll directly go for the reactions of gluconeogenesis. As I told you, it is a totally reversal of the glycolysis pathway. So gluconeogenesis, it's running glycolysis in a reverse. Yes, glycolysis, where it is happened? Glycolysis happens in the cytoplasm of the cells, and where the TCA cycle or the Krebs and the citric acid cycle, where it runs in the mitochondrial matrix. Yes, so here we can see, suppose this blue color is a one type of the cell, the light blue color and all that thing, it is a cytoplasm of that cells, and this is the orange color is a mitochondrial matrix of that cell. Then yes, TCA cycle will happen in the matrix. So from succinate to fumarate, fumarate to malate. When the malate is formed, then there is an enzyme, malate dehydrogenase enzyme. Okay, this malate dehydrogenase enzyme of the TCA cycle, it is not present in the mitochondria, or one isoform it is present in the mitochondria and another isoform it is present in the cytoplasm. So most of the times what happen, these malates come out from the mitochondria, and there is an enzyme malate dehydrogenase which convert malate and regenerate the oxaloacetate, so that oxaloacetate can undergo some reactions to give the PEP. When it is happened in our body, when we are on a fasting stage, means there is a no glucose is present in our body, then what happen, whatever the malate which is produced in the TCA cycle come out and converted to the oxaloacetate or regenerate the oxaloacetate. This oxaloacetate is further gives the PEP, phosphoenol pyruvate, by the carboxykinase enzyme, and then from the PEP the reversal of the glycolysis is happens. The enzymes for this gluconeogenesis is quite different than that of the glycolysis, or quite opposite to that of the glycolysis. And yes, in this way the glucose molecule is formed in the cytoplasm, and it will be provided to the different types of the cells which totally depend upon the glucose for their energy need. Yes, then next is the Cori cycle. This Cori cycle, it is happens in the liver. Okay, and yes, this cycles, it involves the synthesis of glucose in a liver from the lactate, and where this lactate come from, this lactate come from the muscles. And why this glucose is formed? For the reuse of that glucose into the muscle during the exercise or muscle contraction or relaxation. During the exercise there is a more need of energy for our muscles for the contraction and relaxation purpose. So what happened, in the muscles, whatever the glucose is present, or glucose is stored in our body in which form? It is stored in the glycogen store. Okay, so if we exercise, if we do the exercise, then what happened in our body? Whatever our reserved glycogen is there in our body, it will get converted to the glucose, okay, in the muscles. Then what happened? During exercise the glycolysis is happening in our muscles, and it is a anaerobic conditions. Okay, you exercise vigorously, the concentration of oxygen will decrease in your body, so it will become slight anaerobic condition. So glycolysis during the aerobic conditions form the pyruvate, but during the anaerobic condition it will form what? It will form a lactate. Okay, now what is the fate of this lactate, or what does this lactate do? This lactate will goes into the liver immediately. Okay, and in the liver, what I told you initially, what are the sites of gluconeogenesis? Only two, liver and kidney. Yes, so this lactate will goes to the liver where the gluconeogenesis is occurs, and glucose is again regenerated. Now this glucose is again transported to what? Transported to the muscles, and again in the muscle cell glycolysis is occur. By glycolysis, how many ATP is formed? 2 ATP, or during the anaerobic condition 8 ATP molecule is formed, and that energy is utilized for your exercise in a anaerobic condition. So this is known as the Cori cycle. Okay, where it is happened? It happens in a liver. When it is happens? During the vigorous exercise, there is a anaerobic condition is developed due to the lack of oxygen in our body. Then what happened? From the glycolysis, the lactate is formed, and this lactate is goes to the liver. In the liver, gluconeogenesis is occurs, glucose molecule is formed, and that glucose as an immediate source of energy is provided to our muscles, so that in our muscles the again glycolysis will happen and the 8 molecules of the ATP will produce, which is necessary for the exercise. This is known as the Cori cycle. Yes, glucose alanine cycle means what? Here also muscle cells and the liver cells are given. Yes, so here what I told you about the lactate, now the same thing will happen about the alanine molecule. Alanine is what? Alanine is glycogenic amino acid. So what I told you, substrate of gluconeogenesis is also glycogenic amino acid. So alanine is also act as a substrate for the gluconeogenesis. So in the muscles, the pyruvate, lactate, whatever it form, if we are not exercising, then there is as much of oxygen is available, then the pyruvate is formed in the muscle. If we are exercising, then lack of oxygen, then lactate is produced in our muscles. Or in some cases, from the pyruvate, what happened? The transamination of the pyruvate is occurs, and the alanine molecule is produced in our muscles. Now this alanine is transported to the liver, and this alanine is converted to the urea in the liver. Okay, it cannot undergoes the directly, sometimes it again undergoes the transamination, and it will forms the pyruvate, and again pyruvate for the reversal of the glycolysis means gluconeogenesis to form the glucose. That glucose transported to the blood, and through the blood it is given to your muscles as an immediate source of the energy. So in the muscles, whatever the pyruvate is formed, it is transaminated to the alanine, and this alanine will be transported from the blood to the liver, and in the livers the some amount of alanine is converted to the urea, and when the energy is needed, that alanine will undergoes the conversion or the transamination to the pyruvate, and from that the gluconeogenesis is occurs, and the glucose is produced, and that glucose is transported to the muscle cells via the blood. So this is the glucose alanine cycle. Yes, we'll go for the clinical aspects. Means what? As I told you, it is a reversal of this glycolysis. So yes, glucagon, it stimulates the gluconeogenesis, and the same glucagon, it inhibit the glycolysis. Glucagon is a hormone. Okay, it stimulate what? It stimulate the gluconeogenesis, and it inhibit the glycolysis. Yes, how it stimulate the gluconeogenesis? By activating the pyruvate kinase and convert it to the inactive form. Okay, how? By the converting active pyruvate kinase to the inactive form. The second thing means what? It inhibit the glycolysis. So pyruvate kinase the enzyme pyruvate kinase is inhibited. Then second thing, it reduces the concentration of fructose 2,6-bisphosphate, as we know that this thing fructose 2,6-bisphosphate, it is a activator of glycolysis. Okay, so by reducing the concentration of that, it will inhibit what? It will inhibit the glycolysis, means it will support the gluconeogenesis. Yes. Then second thing is glycogenic amino acid has some stimulating influence on the gluconeogenesis. Whatever the glycogenic amino acids like the alanine, glycine, valine, etc., if they are formed more in our body, then the transamination occurs and it will undergoes the gluconeogenesis method. Diabetes mellitus, it is a condition where the amino acids are mobilized from muscle protein for the purpose of gluconeogenesis. And during diabetes mellitus, what happened? Whatever the glucogenic amino acid which produced in our muscle, as I told you, glucose alanine cycle, it will goes to the liver, and in the liver gluconeogenesis occurs, and the more glucose is produced, it will goes to the blood. So in this way, during diabetes mellitus, the glucose level of the blood will increase and the person suffer from this disease. Then acetyl CoA promotes the gluconeogenesis. How? During starvation or during fasting, due to the excessive lipolysis in adipose tissue, acetyl CoA will accumulate in the liver, and this acetyl CoA is activate the pyruvate carboxylase, resulting in enhanced glucose production. So what happened during the starvation or fasting? We didn't eat anything, so the glucose will not produced in our body. So initially whatever the glycogen is stored in our body, it is utilized for that cells like the brain cells, RBC cells, and yes, cornea, that type of the cells which are totally depend upon the glucose. So whatever the glycogen is present, it will form the glucose, and it will that glucose is transported to that cells where the glucose is the only source of energy. Then what happened? Then the lipolysis is occur. Lipolysis means what? Degradation of the lipid or the fat which is present in our body. So the second thing, lipolysis means degradation of fat is occurs in our body. Okay, then what happened? When the oxidation of the fatty acids is occur, or degradation of the fatty acid is occur, then what is produced? It's produce the acetyl CoA. Okay, and what this acetyl CoA do? It will go and activate the pyruvate carboxylase enzyme, which results into the enhancing the glucose production. Glucose production means what? Gluconeogenesis means synthesis of glucose molecule. And there is one inhibitor of this gluconeogenesis, that is nothing but the alcohol. Alcohol consumption will be inhibit the formation of this glucose in our body, so it is a harmful. So yes, in this slide we have done with the activator and the inhibitor of this gluconeogenesis. Okay, thank you.